Hi there.
Hey.
There. So, you're an actual Cleveland police officer?
No, I'm not with Cleveland PD. I work for Cleveland Watchmen. We're a security company that hires only off-duty police officers to do traffic control for.
Are you an off-duty police officer?
Yeah.
So, who are you with?
Pickaway Sheriff's Office.
Pickaway.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're out of
They do.
Ohio, and you're here working in Franklin County in Whitehall as an off-duty police officer.
No, I'm working as a security guard. So we do.
No, you're uniform marked as a police officer. You're working as a police officer right now with a car that has red and blue lights on it.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
I've got some paperwork I can give to you from.
Absolutely, and I'll need to get your information. I've been asked to come up here by my deputy chief and get that.
Okay.
Because yeah. Here, you. Do you have your ID on you by chance? So I can get your information. Are you full-time over in Pickaway?
I live in Pickaway, so let's see.
74 to 105.
So I left the sheriff's office there. I'm going to. I was full-time there. I left full-time as a jail dep there.
So you're not even a police officer?
Currently, I'm starting a new commission with a village up in Richland County. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but what I'm saying is you're not even a police officer. You're currently not a full-time or a part-time police officer anywhere.
Reserve.
Okay, where are you a reserve officer at?
So, give me a second. I'll give you the name of the village because it got hooked up through the company here that I'm working with. So.
Okay, do you have an ID from that village?
Not with me, no.
Not with you?
No.
So you don't have an ID, you don't have a badge. What's the badge you were displaying earlier?
Sorry?
What's the badge you were displaying earlier?
What do you mean?
Do you have a badge?
Yes.
What was that badge you were displaying earlier?
That's my old Pickaway one.
So you have a Pickaway County badge, but you don't work for them?
It's a previous one from there, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You have that with you currently?
Yeah, it's a flex badge.
Can I see that, please?
Yeah. It's not from them. Issued from them. It's previous.
All right.
So.
55 to 63.
Why do I feel like I'm about to actually get
Yeah.
by you guys for...
Yes, I'm going to need you to stop up here, please. I'm on the KFC lot at Collingwood Fraud. This has gotten much deeper. Here, tell me what's wrong with it.
It's plastic.
Yeah, that's what he was displaying. And he's armed and everything.
Have we taken his firearm or anything off of him?
Not yet. See, this is who he works for, which is, he's in the military.
Yeah, that's screen printed.
He's in the military. The guy who owns his company is his commanding officer, some sergeant, first sergeant, sounds like. All right, and they got hired through this company here, area wide protection. He says he used to work.
It was AWP was on one of those trucks.
Yeah. Well, no, that's them. They're separate. So he says he now works for the village of Glenmont, Ohio. He used to work for Pickaway County. I said, so you're currently not certified anywhere? And he goes, well, I'm a reserve officer. I said, give me an ID or a badge. He said, well, I don't have one because they're trying to get that to do it. So he's over there with his boss, who is a military officer. All these people are related to the military that work for this off-duty.
Where's the military guy?
Well, that's who.
What's up?
Is he is.
All right, real quick. So, this is what he was displaying. It's fake.
That's cool. Well, maybe that's
he is armed.
Okay.
He's fully armed, acting as a police officer. He has a vest on that says police. All right. Now he says that he works for Pickaway County Sheriff's Office, but he no longer works for them. And I said, well, let me see that badge you were displaying. He said, well, and I said, no, let me see the badge you were just displaying when I pulled up. Because he was showing it to Jeff Hart. So this is what I took off of him. I said, so who do you work for now? And he says, well, I work for a village. I said, well, let me see your ID for them and our badge. He said, Well, I don't have any. I said,
For
so
who? Who does he work for?
Well, he finally gave it to me because he had to call his boss, who is the owner, who they're all related from the military. They're all in the same military unit together, who is either retired or off-duty Cleveland police officer who started this.
Yeah, but my question is he a police officer?
Well, he's on the phone. He's trying to get a hold of his chief now of this village, who is it's Glenmont, Ohio. But he says this Cleveland police officer, who he works for this company, is trying to get them all reserve commissions through this village. So he's currently not a police officer anywhere.
Okay, so he's not a police officer.
Yeah, he him-hums around about that. He won't give you a direct answer, but he finally said, you are not a police officer anywhere. Well, no, not really. I said, you're not commissioned anywhere. So.
All right, so he's not a police officer.
No.
So, if he is not a police officer and he's working for this company.
Well, they don't know. They basically, so this area-wide protection, as soon as he said that, that's the one I dealt with before with this same exact problem. Area-wide protection hired Cleveland Watchmen, which is off-duty Cleveland and other officers through a military group. It's a group of military people that are officers. They hired them, and he came down. That's why this comes back, I guess, to the company. And it's got red and blues.
Well, here's what I suggest. One of two options. I'll leave it to you. You're the boss out here. But I would say, if he's working for this company and he is not a police officer, we have two options. One, which he can work for a company and he can regulate traffic.
I know,
Yeah.
but he worked for them. He worked for Pickwick.
What's his name?
He's got Casey Williams.
Oh, yeah.
He's over there. You know
Casey?
him?
Yeah, he was fired from Pickaway.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, he's displaying their badge out here.
That's a made badge. That's not our badge.
Right, yeah.
We don't provide those, and we don't approve those.
Well,
yeah. So you have two options. If he wanted to stay working, he would have to take off.
there.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Right.
I'm still getting used to
Where's our
it.
guy?
He's
over there.
So
He's armed.
I would say
He's
there's
armed, okay.
two options.
Hi, Lieutenant.
Listen,
How are you?
I would say you could say, well, if you're going to regulate traffic, you have to take off anything that says police officers, and you cannot turn those lights on if they have a blue light on them, period. Unless that law has changed, only police officers can have blue light.
Okay.
Or you would cite him for having the blue light and charge him with impersonating a police officer. Or, instead of just advising him, you could do both of those things right now if we saw him doing all this stuff that you're saying.
Well, I'm
I don't have an
see
issue
what
with that.
Pickwick County wants to do about this,
And
too.
if we charge him
He's
with
in
a
panic
some-
mode.
Yeah, if we charge him with that crime and we cite him with that, and we impound that vehicle for the equipment violation, which we could also do, but we don't have to do that, then I'm pretty sure that's going to take care of this process in the future.
Yeah.
Summons him for impersonating a police officer. He's got a badge on him with claiming to be an officer. They didn't need him hauled around, write all that up about who he is and all that kind of stuff. And if you want to, he's out here regulating. He's out here it's not impersonating. I think that's the theft offense. Impersonating a police officer. Make sure, if you don't know this, Joe White, there's two different impersonators. There's one called impersonating a police officer, one called personating a police officer. One of them, I think, the impersonating is under the theft section, where you're doing it. I think.
Well, I'm trying to
So
get before I go that route.
you'd have to see which one applies. And I'm not sure about
Before I go that route, I definitely want to find out if he has a commission with Village of Glenmont.
Yeah.
Then yes.
Right, but then but either way, he's not working for them right now, so that light doesn't come on, and he displays nothing that says police. And then I'm okay with that resolution too, if that's
Right.
where you end up
But
going.
wouldn't he get a CCW charge too if he didn't have a concealed carry, but he has it on?
Yes.
Well, he's open carrying.
Oh, he's open, it's fine.
But he's in the vehicle.
Not when I haven't seen him in the vehicle. He was out walking around talking to Jeff Hartweiser.
Well, when we saw him, he was just sitting in the vehicle. So if he had it on him,
No?
then it would be a
Well,
CCW.
it would probably be an improper transport, right?
Yeah,
because
improper handling.
Yeah, improper handling, because he's got it openly displayed at least. But that you're right.
but
That's a
the
good
vest.
call. That you might have a violation on that of some sort, depending on what he's doing. But if he's out walking around with it, then we don't. But if he's in the vehicle driving, then it's not proper secure, right? Then you have that also.
All right, let me go.
I'll let you decide, Rex.
All right.
But he might end up with at least secured until we figure out whatever.
Yeah. Here, give that to Brooke and for now.
Okay, so I can't get a hold of the chief from Richland Township, which is Glenmont.
It's Richland Township.
Yeah.
So it's a township police department, or
it's
is
the
it
village,
village?
village in Richland Township. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a village in Richland.
But you have no ID from them,
No,
all right?
no.
And have you ever been sworn in by them?
I've talked to the chief.
No.
No,
I'm
that's
asking
only
you a
asked.
direct question. Have you been sworn in
Now,
by
it's very
them?
important you answer this correctly, because being a former police officer or someday a current police officer, you know if you lie in this situation, you go directly to jail.
No, I'm not-
So I'm going to
I'm
put
not-
that right
listen,
out.
I'm not
So
trying-
if
I'm
you
not-
are telling me you are a police officer right now, is that what you're telling me?
No.
So you are not a commissioned police officer.
I spoke with the chief.
That's not what I'm asking you.
Okay.
I'm asking you one question. Are you a commissioned police officer through the state of Ohio?
I have an OPUDA certificate.
That's not what
That's
I'm asking.
not what we're asking you.
I'm explaining to you. I have
No, you're not. You're not answering the question. You're avoiding the question. It's very simple. Are you a sworn police officer anywhere in the state of
means
Ohio with
commissioned.
any department?
Not currently.
Okay, that's the
Not that,
question.
well,
Not
I'm
currently.
unsure. I'm unsure. I'm unsure.
You can't be unsure.
You can't be unsure.
You would have to raise your hand, swear,
Okay.
sign a form, and you would get
I've talked to the
paperwork on that.
Hello.
Talking to the chief is not enough.
WPP.
Yeah, the chief of police is here. So
So he's not commissioned with Peg Leg. So that he's not going to get back.
okay. 1 second. Would you be willing to speak to the supervisor from the company,
From
from Watchman?
Watchman?
Yes.
Is he an actual police officer?
You are an actual police officer, correct? Okay. Okay. Yes, he is. Where are you commissioned at?
It doesn't matter. He's not here doing anything.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's the superintendent of the state highway patrol. That's irrelevant to the situation. So you can talk to him if you
I
want,
will.
Rex, but I got no.
Yeah. Hello?
All right, I'm gonna leave it to you.
Yeah, he
No
says,
matter what, we're gonna do a code 1 on it, right?
yeah,
Because,
he says that I just talked to the owner of this company. He says that this area-wide protection contacted them, all right, and said, we have a detail in Columbus that we can't get covered. Can you guys do it? He said, I was not aware it was in, he goes, I'm from Cleveland, I don't know your jurisdictional boundaries down there. He said, I was told it was in Columbus and they did not want it and were not available. And I explained how we do it. He says, I understand, I totally understand what you mean, that it's in your jurisdiction and you contact the county if not. He said, he's never met this guy. He says, I've never met him. He goes, I was advised through other people that he worked for the village of Glenmont and he had a commission with them. He goes, and we hired him because he lived down there. He goes, I would never have sent, he goes, this is their car. He said, we maintain our own fleet of cars up here because we work mostly up here in Cleveland area. He goes, I would have never sent him 5 hours away with one of our cars if I didn't know he wasn't a police officer. He goes, I'm being, and I said, all right, I understand that.
all right. Well, he's getting hold of the chief of that department, so we'll verify there that he's not that one and he's not that one, obviously.
And he does
So
not have a CCW.
I'm okay with whichever route you go with it, and he doesn't have a CCW, so I'm okay if you want to write it and then just put a stop to it, or if you want to charge him. I don't care either way.
All right.
55, you good if we clear them?
Yeah, what's his,
You need me any more, Rex?
no thanks. What does, did you contact Tickway?
I did. I talked contact lieutenant.
All right. What was their take on it? What did they?
He said absolutely not. He's left a while. He left before I left because he was under investigation and he was going to be dismissed. So he chose to quit before that investigation ended.
Did they get all their badges back?
Yes, that's a made one.
I know, but that's what I'm saying, because when I initially asked him, he said he had a Pickaway County badge.
That one.
Well, and that's when I said, show me.
Yeah, it has to be checked off. When you leave, you have to turn in your ID.
Okay,
and
I
your
just want to
badge.
make sure.
So, yes,
I want to
they
make sure he
have
does
it.
not have anything else on him.
No, so he probably, because he worked in the jail, he never worked the road. So when he worked in the jail, our deputies still get the deputy badges. So he probably scanned, because that looks like it's just a sticker. So he probably scanned that, had that pre-made before he left, turned in all his stuff, and then left. Which Lieutenant's requesting a copy of the report as well, because he's pretty pissed saw that he's representing Pickaway County.
Understand. All right. Yeah, you guys are good then. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
This captain's supposed to call me back from Belmont or wherever.
From
Glenmont.
Glenmont.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's supposed to call me back. Just so I can verify that. I just need
Yeah.
to narrow it down. So.
If he's not, then that answers that.
So can I talk to you before you make any decisions here?
Give me one minute. We're going to verify one more thing with. All right, and then I will let you know. Yeah. If you just want to hang out by the car, that'd be great.
I did get him to verify that he did have the gun on him while he was sitting in the cruiser. So it's up to you what you want to do. I'm still going to take a report on it so I can send it to Pickaway. But
Yeah.
it's really up to you what you want to do with that.
I think we've kind of ruined his career anywhere. This company's going to fire him anyway. I just talked to the owner. He's like, no. We were not aware of that. No. And I said, well, what do you want to do with this car? And he said, well, we'll have to send people down there if he gets arrested. So I told him I'd call him back.
Okay. Well, I even told him, I was like, if you would have been upfront with us from the get-go, I was like, we would be more willing to work with you. I was like, but it took my deputy chief to get in your face for you even to say anything.
Yeah.
And so he was like, yeah, well, I started yesterday. I was like, they could have written a memo and you could have just been in a private capacity. I'm like, what made you put on the badge? I said, you didn't have to put on the badge. You could have had your gun readily available and you could have had handcuffs. I was like, but the thing is, the only thing you could do is citizen's arrest.
Hey, Casey.
I live in an area that doesn't make any money, and I found a good paying job, and I was told by the guys, like, hey, we'll take care of a commission, we'll get it taken care of, it's no big deal. And I come out here, I was told, hey, you can start, make some money. That's all I was trying to do. Please do not, I'm asking you for courtesy, man to man, please do not ruin my career, please.
I think you did that kind of on your own, Casey.
Please.
All right. The Pickaway County. You knew you didn't work for Pickaway County. You displayed that badge. All right. You're out here acting in law enforcement capacity, displaying a badge that you have no right to have, or a facsimile of a badge. That's not even a real badge. Yeah. You were aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not real.
Okay. So, all right, you're going to be charged.
Oh, seriously?
I'm serious. Okay. Now we're going to be nice about this. Okay. And we're going to take you over, and you can take your gun belt off, and you can set it on the hood of that car, okay? And we're going to take you in. We don't have to handcuff you. This officer is going to pat you down, all right? And we'll let you out, all right, on a summons, all right? Now,
are we too far for me to?
We're
Listen,
okay.
It's completely deceptive.
Here's the problem. Here's you don't understand that right now we can charge you for improperly handling in a vehicle. I can charge you for impersonating a police officer. All right, there's tons of charges.
What are you charging me?
Here, well, probably the impersonation of a police officer.
So the best thing to do right now is to just take off the belt.
And I'm
all right, so let's step over here and take care of that first.
Smith, right here. All right. Take off the belt, and then I'm going to search.
You don't have anything else on you, do you?
No.
All right.
Just go.
No, don't reach in. All right, you should know the drill.
Don't interlock. Like you're praying. Okay. Like you're praying. Don't interlock.
Can I call my supervisor before we go in?
We will get a chance. I'm going to call the owner of the company. You mean the guy I spoke with? I'm going to talk to him. He gave me his number, said to call him back. All right.
Which one? The one that you talked to on the phone on
George?
my phone?
Yeah.
No, the owner is John Ball.
Well, George is who I'm going to call back because he's the one.
He's just the supervisor.
Okay.
John is the owner. John's the one that talked to Sergeant Proper, who was supposed to help me up.
But you never talked to Sergeant Proper.
I did talk to Sergeant Proper. Yes.
You go ahead.
A whistle.
Whistle runs in it.
Yeah.
This is gun belt, but we're just going to lock this up so he can't take it.
Yeah, we'll just take that in.
Can we discuss another charge at least? Like,